Iwate Prefecture in northwestern Japan. It is here where the Grand Seiko Shizukuishi studio is located, and where the gentle slopes and ridges of Mount Iwate became the inspiration for one of their most celebrated dials. Whilst the snowflake remains Grand Seiko's most iconic, the textured Iwate dials are for the true watch connoisseur. The hand craftsmanship rivals the finest watchmakers in terms of its subtlety, complexity, and attention to detail. Put simply, these are dials which deserve to be showcased, and it's with this sentiment in mind that I decided to compile a video as a reference guide and tribute to the Iwate dial. I think even the most ardent Grand Seiko fan will be surprised to see just how many Iwate dials there are out there, and who knows, I may have even missed a few, but nonetheless, let's get straight into it. Grand Seiko released the first watches with Iwate dials back in 2006. The SBGL001 in stainless steel in white, and a 200-piece limited edition model in 18-karat white gold with a brown dial. Both were powered by caliber 9S67, which is a 41 dual movement with a 72-hour power reserve. Only a handful of watches released by GS had this movement before it was discontinued, and it's notable for not only being an automatic watch with a power reserve on the dial, but for having the power gauge in the position most would consider the right way up. The watch has a 44 GS case in a slightly smaller dimensions than later models at 38.5mm. The Zaratsu polishing is impeccable as always, but is even something extra special to see here in white gold. That level of finishing, however, does come at a price, this watch originally retailing for just over 1.5 million Japanese yen, which converts to around $15,000. Fast forwarding to 2009, and Grand Seiko releases its first Iwate dials to feature a high beat movement. Here, the SBGH001 in white with a blue seconds hand, and the SBGH005 in night black. The watches maintain the 44 GS case, but the size increased just a little bit to around 40mm in diameter. In true Grand Seiko tradition, however, there was a special limited edition version known as the SBGH003 in green. The watches were powered by Seiko's 9S85 high beat movement, which ticks along at a rate of 36,000 vibrations per hour and boasts a 55-hour power reserve. Let's keep our attention, however, on the dial and just how dynamic it is under natural lighting conditions. You can see here it sometimes appears almost a matte colour, but when the sunlight catches it, it really comes alive and you get to see all the undulations and ridges that the Iwate dials are famous for. Another limited edition model, the SBGH047, limited to 150 pieces, was released this year, and it featured the same dial as the SBGH001, but added a gold seconds hand and GS applied logo. In 2014, the GMTs received the Iwate dial treatment. The SBGJ001 in white and SBGJ003 in black were the regular production models, and Grand Seiko added another limited edition piece in green, the SBGJ005, limited to 600 pieces. So in 2016, a new color was introduced, and you guessed it, it's another Grand Seiko limited edition, reference number SBGJ023. This red color was meant to evoke the dawn of Mount Iwate, and it also featured a rather special caseback where the rotor was oxidized. Now, I'm not usually too fussy about the caseback on a watch, but even I have to admit that this one does look rather special. The regular production models released that year, the SBGJ201 and SBGJ203, were just updated versions of previous models with the new Grand Seiko logo in place. – 2018 marked the release of a Japanese Grand Seiko boutique limited model SBGJ231 in gorgeous midnight blue. This was later to be re-released internationally as the SBGJ235, which is identical except for a slightly different caseback, as you can see here. In 2019, the red Iwate dial made a comeback, this time in a luxurious rose gold case and urushi lacquer finish, reference number SBGK002. Coming in at a slightly more affordable price range was the blue dial SBGK005 in stainless steel. This retailed for just around $7,000. The watches sported a brand new hand wound movement, which allowed the case sizes to be slimmed down a little bit to around 11mm and 39mm in diameter. Before 2019 came to a close, there was room for one more limited edition and a new colour in jade green. Reference number SBGW255 was limited to the Asian domestic market and came in at a limited run of 150 pieces. So with a total of 7 different colour iterations spanning over 5 different unique in-house movements, there really should be something for everybody in the selection of Iwate dials. But if I had to choose one favourite, I'm going to go for the SBGK005. Something about the Iwate dial in blue really just I find appealing. However, let me know which is your favourite in the comments below, and be sure to check out jtmwatches.com for this and other Japanese domestic market models.